chairs and stuff. I just remember that. So I'm not going to review this one. I try to stay away from movies that sort of go directly to video. I try to do ones that more people have seen, or grew up with. And I know videos and DVDs now, the straight-to-video DVD stuff is becoming more and more popular now. But back then, I don't think it was. And I like to attack the stuff that we grew up with so we can compare what we thought back then to how it holds up now. So yeah, I'm not gonna look at that. I don't want to look at it anyway. I'm done with Care Bears, man. Pickled beets, no more. I'm done with that shit. Number 5. Cats Don't Dance. Now, a lot of people say this is a really bad movie and that sucks. Some people actually enjoy it okay. For me, I actually don't think it's that bad a movie, except for one major thing. It is major. That's the main character. The main character is so bland and so forgettable that it really brings the whole thing down. All the other characters are fine. They're a lot of fun and they're really creative and the animation's great. I really love the timing on this animation. I love the speed of this animation. I love this villain, this sort of Shirley Temple-ish villain that looks all nice and cute, but then when the cameras are off, she turns into this really mean, power-hungry monster. That's funny. I mean, that's really, really funny. I like this weird bodyguard that she has that seems larger than life. and just the way he enters and leaves, he leaves through the wall and comes through the wall. A lot of that stuff I think is very entertaining. It's just the main character, and he is awful. It's a terrible main character. I mean, it's not like a bad role model or anything like that, but he's just so bland, so forgettable. And I understand that. I totally get that. I don't think that's enough to hold up for a review. I think there's enough things in there that makes it fun and makes it entertaining. And some things are over the top, but that's part of the fun. I don't think it's actually that bad. I'm actually glad I saw it. I thought it was actually relatively entertaining. But yeah, I agree. Main character is crap, and he's not fun. But I think it's okay. I think it's an okay movie, actually. So a lot of people keep telling me to review it. I'm not going to do it because that one character, I don't think that's enough. And I don't actually think he's the world's worst character either. You can get much more material out of a character who's like a bad role model. Like the character from Airborne who was talking about, being a pacifist all the time, but he still talks tough. He still sort of eggs people on. And of course, he pantses a person at the very end. It's like, oh yeah, that was a real pacifist there. So that kind of stuff I can make fun of much more. If it's just bland, it's just bland. I mean, there's not much you can do with it. So not doing that film. Number 4. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Shortest explanation in the world. James Rolfe did it. He did it great. He addressed every single solitary little thing wrong with it. There's nothing new I can bring. Next one. Number 3. The Brave Little Toaster. Again, what? I like this movie. I mean, it's not masterpiece or anything like that, but just for what it is, I mean, I don't know, it's a weird story. A toaster and a bunch of other appliances, they've been in a house too long and they miss their human companion, so they go out to try to find him. Okay, weird, but for such a weird setup, it's done pretty well. I actually like the fact that there's a lot of scenes that don't have music in it. I like there's a lot of quiet scenes in it. There's a lot of atmosphere to it. And I really appreciate it for that. I love that song at the end. What was it? I think it's called Worthless or something, where they take the cars and they smash them down to the cubes and the, whatever. I was in the Indy 500. It's like, I love that song. That's a great song. And the other characters, I mean, well, nothing phenomenal. I remember them. I remember the vacuum. I remember the lamp. I remember the electric blanket. I remember John Lovitz as the radio. And I saw this a while ago. I mean, I saw this when I was just a little kid, and I still remember it. I think once in a while, growing up, I saw it on TV, very briefly, and I just watched a bit of it. It held up okay. I mean, it held up fine. I mean, maybe there's some problems. I don't know. I mean, it is a weird setup for a story, but I thought it was fine. Now, something that a lot of people keep telling me to do, maybe I'll do, I don't know, is I guess there's sequels to The Brave Little Toaster. And the only title I remember is The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. Okay, What the fuck? That's a weird setup. That title alone doesn't sound real. That sounds like a Simpsons made-up title, you know. We have to defeat, you know, the sequels this year. We're being beaten out by the brave little toaster goes to Mars. I mean, it's like, okay, that I might do, because that sounds really stupid. But in terms of the original, I think the original's fine. I don't have any problem with it. I don't know, just a story about a toaster. Let it be a toaster. Number 2. Anything Sonic related. Okay, I did 2 shows, people. 2 shows! What more do you want from me? I can't do any more Sonic. You know, and one of them was good. I liked one of them. The other was really friggin' insane. And like I said, you got a lot of material from it. But the main reason I don't do Sonic is that I don't think there was... that both those shows were nostalgic. I grew up with both those shows, and I watched them both, so I can talk about it. With anything else, it's all too current, and again, it has to be a show that I grew up with and have some idea about, you know, so I can properly represent it. I didn't grow up with all these other Sonic shows. As much as people say they're terrible and say they're god-awful, I believe you. I'm sure they're really horrid, but I didn't grow up with them. I didn't watch them. I guess there's a ton of other Sonic movies and stuff like that. Sonic must have, like, this really, you know, hardcore determined fan base, because just constantly I get people ask to review it. I guess Lewis gets, you know, people asking to review Sonic comics all the time, and just everything Sonic. I remember, like, the video game confession, I think the one that gets the most views, again, is the Sonic one. So, I mean, I could do it and whatever, get the views going through the roof, but I don't think I'd be able to properly talk about it. You know, I was a Mario kid growing up too. I mean, that's one of the reasons I can't talk about the Sonic games that much, because I didn't grow up with the Sonic games. I played once in a while, but, you know, I was a Nintendo kid. I always played the Nintendo. So, yeah, I think the major thing is that they're way too current. I didn't grow up with these shows, and with the movies, I'm sure they're bad, but I feel like I've done Sonic already. I don't think there's much else to talk about. It's sort of like me going and doing another Mario show. That's another thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do the other Mario shows while we're on the subject. I'm not going to do Super Mario Bros. 3. I'm not going to do Super Mario World. It's just the Super Show again. There's your review. Hey, did you like the Super Mario Bros. Super Show? Here it is again. Put a 3 on it, now put World on it. There, exact same show, just sort of a different setting, a few more characters. So that's it. I'm not covering any of those. And the number 1 thing I will never do a Nostalgia Critic review on is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And I know there's a ton of things to make fun of. I know there's a ton of things I can point out and say is wrong and stuff like that. Here's the thing. Everybody's done it. Everybody has pointed out every single solitary little thing wrong with that movie. The most I can do is just draw comparisons to other films and say, this is like The Phantom Menace. Because everybody's talked about it. Red Letter Media? Good God! I mean, I think their review is longer than the movie. It's like 8 hours. I mean, I can't say anything about it. Everybody's already said it. It's sort of like the same reason why I won't do the Ninja Turtles 3 review, because James Rolfe already said everything that needs to be said about it. I mean, just in great detail. I can't add anything to it. Unless I feel there's something that I can bring to it that nobody else has brought, and I can do sort of this different spin, it's not worth doing. That's one of the reasons why, you know, before I review something, you know, like maybe one of our reviewers did, I watch it and I do check it out to see if there's anything else I can bring. If it turns out they've already done it perfect and there's nothing else I can talk about, I'm not going to talk about it because somebody already did it fine or probably better than I did. And it's the same thing with Phantom Menace. Everybody's talked about it, everybody's reviewed it, everybody knows what's wrong with it. Everybody's made the jokes. They make much better jokes than I can about it. So I'm never gonna do Star Wars Episode 1. Same thing with Episode 2 and Episode 3. Just everybody's already riffed it to death. I mean, I don't think I can bring that much. If I really felt I could bring something to it, I would. But it's been done and everybody's done it. So yeah, definitely, you know, no more asking about that. No more asking about Star Wars Episode 1. I'm never going to do it. So there it is, guys. Those are the top 11 Nostalgia Critic episodes I will never do. I will never review. I have no interest in doing them at all. So stop asking! Now, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to get all sorts of new other reviews to constantly ask to do. Well, okay, and then I'll make another top 11 list. So, there it is, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and that's it. Take care.